Recent executive actions by the current Alan Shastney-led cabinet has drawn scorn from opposition members and critics who continue to question the competence and motives of the administration. The first document under scrutiny is Cabinet Conclusion number 855, which is intended to freeze new hires and promotions in the public service. Last week, the Civil Service Association, citing the ambiguity of the conclusion, called for clarification from the UWP government. Now, opposition leader Philip J. Pierre is raising concerns about its legality.
The Constitution does not confer upon the Cabinet of Ministers the right to endorse appointments to the public service. The Public Service Commission is an independent body under the Constitution, and its powers are not to be prescribed by the executive and or the legislative branches of government. The cabinet decision is therefore illegal, and given this government's history of vindictiveness and untrustworthiness, is dangerous.
The St. Lucia Labour Party says the cabinet conclusion should be shredded. It's a view shared by the Civil Service Association in a letter to Cabinet Secretary Benjamin Emmanuel recommending that the conclusion be rescinded. Then there is statutory instrument number 119 that approves incentives for the Fresh Start Construction Company under the Fiscal Incentives Act. Some critics have questioned whether the entity qualifies under the Act, albeit amendments to the law which include engineering services. While the opposition did not opine on the debate of authority, SLP leader Philip J. Pierre is appalled by the 100% waiver on taxes, which he believes is beyond the pale.
How can the government justify the waiver of income tax for a company that has thrived on multi-million-dollar direct awards from the government? Does the company really qualify for this preferential treatment? Will other companies in the construction sector be receiving similar concessions? There are scores of small contractors in that sector who have been particularly hard hit at this time by the repercussions of COVID-19, for whom such generosity should be a lifeline. Will the government be accordingly give the same concessions to these small contractors? Is Fresh Start connected in any way or any form to a member of government or the members of this government? The abuse of power by the United Workers' Party and the blatant favoritism to its friends must cease.
Fresh Start has enjoyed a slew of no-bid contracts under the UWP administration, but partisan supporters have labeled the current opposition hypocrites, arguing previous SLP administrations have been just as generous in the award of contracts and concessions. Pierre says his quarrel is not with Fresh Start, but the opaque policies of the current administration in the award of direct contracts.
The government gave a direct award for $55 million for St. Jude Hospital. $55 million to ostensibly a company from Taiwan. And it's well known that the company from Taiwan doesn't own one truck in St. Lucia. They don't own a wheelbarrow. How can a company that doesn't own a wheelbarrow do a $55 million contract? That is bluff. And we know who's doing the work. So what has happened is that $55 million contract has been given, a company is fronting it, and somebody else is doing it. So we have no issue with Fresh Start. And the argument is not with Fresh Start at all. Fresh Start are solutions, they are a solution company, they employ solutions. The issue is the policy of the government that seems to be discriminatory and that seems to be doing something else that is not very transparent.
Efforts were made to seek clarity on the two matters with Attorney General Stephen Julian, as well as the Fresh Start Construction Company, to no avail. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.